Orlich was like just he goes off made me think that in future avatars the like military component will continue to be the main villain, and I would love to. I'm very interested. I'm just interested in other villains than the military-industrial complex, maybe.
Do you think that so if I'm not going to try to put words in your mouth here, but the generalized enemy of like this faithless military machine is not as interesting as like a personal thing?
No, I thought it was perfect in this one. Just knowing that there's more on the horizon, I would love to see
Like a new villain.
Intra-world villains, maybe.
Intra-world. Like somebody
within
from
the world.
Pandora.
Yeah.
You are going to be so happy. I see this goes both ways. By the way, you're all sworn to secrecy here. Don't say, oh, we know what's going to happen. Okay. Right there.
In terms of Spider, so he bothered me a bit. One thing was that sometimes I wasn't really feeling throughout the whole film what side he's really on, and yeah, so that was.
You didn't know what side Spider was on.
Yeah,
All
like
right.
sometimes I didn't really feel it that, if he's really with on his dad's side, on the avatars.
Yeah.
And also.
Let me run with that for a second. We'll
Okay.
come back and let you finish it. But so what I'm going to ask is, how many people thought what she said was a good thing that you didn't know what side he was on, and how many people thought it was a bad thing that you didn't know what side he was on?
Good.
Okay, good. So I think we're kind of more on the side of like not knowing being interesting. So what was the second part of your question?
And it took me out of the story just for some reason. That situation when he tries to save his avatar father.
Right.
The thing is that he was just human, so it was very strange for me that he's dragging him out of the depths of the waters.
You think because he's so small relative to Korra,
Yeah,
it'd be too hard?
Yeah, I really felt that because
Does it help that Jack actually did that with a full-size weighted model of Korra? That was 10 feet tall. He did it, so.
Yeah, I the first time I saw it, this movie, it just took me out of the story for just a tiny bit. So
Let's
that's
talk
what I
about that
remember.
area. Let's talk about that area of the film. So, somebody just comment on when Kiri kind of got the glowing squid to go in and find her mother and sister. Who felt an emotional reaction in that scene? Okay, that's good. Because to me, that was something that we were going for. What about the music? Obviously, we lost James Horner in a plane crash between the first film and the second film. His kind of sidekick and arranger orchestrator Simon Franklin did the score. What do we think about the score? Somebody just comment.
Thought it was amazing.
This guy right here in the ball cap.
I think I was actually going to ask you about that later on. Oh, thank you. I actually was going to tell you about that later on. I actually thought it was great because, to be honest with you, I remember when I saw Titanic back in 1998, I didn't know who James Horner was. And the first thing I did when I came out of that movie, I was like, you know what, Dad, you got to get me the soundtrack. And I bought it, and even to this day, I still listen to it. And then when Avatar came out, and I saw he also composed it, I was amazed by the great work that he did. And I really like how you paid an homage to what he did in this
Right,
film.
so we used some of his themes.
Yes.
So just show of hands if you liked the score, if it was working for you emotionally. Okay, pretty good, pretty good. We'll tell Simon.
Tell Simon, it's my first call when we leave you.
Yeah, it was great.
Something about the score. Where, Where I did like it. I did feel like the theme did kind of play over a little too much. Like just a little bit. Like there was the same common theme that I heard throughout the movie, like a lot. That I would have maybe liked a little.
You're talking about the new theme, because there's a kind of a new main theme.
Yeah, it's like the.
Right, so we'll call you if we need another theme. Okay. Right here. Go ahead.
this might be a little brutal. Not about the story, about the frame rate. I'm not a big fan of the variable frame rate.
All right, so let's talk about that.
I just want to say specifically, I don't like when it looks too video gamey. I like when it looks more cinematic.
Okay, so can you remember a specific scene that bothered you?
Usually like the train scene's a really good example. So when you cut back to Jake on his Banshee,
Right.
it looks great, it looks cinematic. But then when you like switch back to the action, it just looks like a video game to me.
Right, okay. Now, the thing is that standing here right now, I can't actually remember specifically which shots are 48 and which aren't. And I think, what I think is happening is that some people are more sensitive to it than I am. So how many people like the way the underwater scenes look? Okay. So here's an interesting factoid. Every single underwater shot in the movie is at 48 frames. Every single one.
Ooh.
And that was just a blanket decision we made once we started seeing the stuff. Then we tried to use it to fix 3D problems in other parts of the movie above water. And I think we're trying to find out more about this, because I think there are people that are bothered by it more than others. So speaking not about the underwater shots, because we've already said we like those, in the above water stuff, who noticed the difference between 48 and 24? I'm guessing maybe half the audience. Right, okay, so of the people who noticed, who were bothered by it and would have preferred it wasn't done that way?